Well, we've come to the end of October, and we're going to close the book of Saw. Okay? It was a spooky time full of thrills, chills, spills.
Jill Tuck.
Yep, that too. And we met some great horror icons. Jigsaw, Hoffman, Logan. This week we meet Hey Logan, how do you feel sharing your name with a horror icon?
I feel pretty great about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I bet you do. All right.
Don't leave Amanda out. Great horror icon.
Is she a horror icon?
You said Hoffman. I feel like she's just as good.
Please. Hoffman was sold to us as being the new Jigsaw, my friend.
She was too, for like a movie and
For like a second.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever gave her a fair shot without Jigsaw, because he was still testing her and shit when he died.
Right. They did die at the same time.
Yeah, listen, I know all about the Saw franchise now. I'm sawed up. I know all the deets. We'll get into it this week. We'll get into how the hell Chris Rock happened to show up in this franchise. We'll get into my feelings that they still haven't revealed the cult. I still think they can in a future film. We'll get into it.
Did you see Tobin Bell's returning for the next movie?
I did. I saw that. A lot of people sent it to me because I'm the foremost Saw authority now, and people want to make sure I'm up to date.
Right.
All right. So I'll tell you what, Logan. This week we're covering Jigsaw, the titular Jigsaw, which features Jigsaw with looking like Batista from 2006, and then we'll bring in. We'll talk about Spiral, the Book of Saw. All right. And I went into Spiral, the Book of Saw with insanely low expectations because my friend Jason Anthony Harris told me that it's the worst movie he's ever seen in theaters.
Ever seen in theaters?
Yeah.
How many has he seen in theaters? Like 12?
I mean, after watching the movie, I got to assume like 8. Like, look.
This can't be the worst movie he's seen in theaters.
That's what I'm saying. It's bad. No doubt about it.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think it was that bad.
It's bad. But worst you've ever seen in theaters. I mean, I've seen some pretty fucking bad movies in theaters.
Yeah, of course. I saw Cats in theaters.
I mean, to me, if Spiral from the Book of Saw is the worst movie you've ever seen in theaters, Jason, you're bragging. Because that means you're seeing highbrow shit.
Yeah.
You're not sitting through fucking Transformers 2. You're not sitting through. I watched like Zach Braff movies in theaters, bro. You don't know what it's like.
Chicken Little?
No, I watched that on video. But there's one called The X. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay. Who's in the Super Ex-Girlfriend? Who's in that movie?
I've never seen that, but it's Uma Thurman and probably other people. I'll tell you what, the only movie I ever walked out of, Logan, Over Her Dead Body with Paul Rudd and Eva Longoria.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I believe Lake Bell.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Taking a sip.
Yeah, what you got there?
Got a Coca-Cola Classic this week.
Oh. Did you steal it out of their fridge?
Hell no. I bought this, man. Oh, yeah. I guess I should say that. If you're hearing slightly different acoustics this week, it's because I'm broadcasting from Harlem, New York, in the asshole of Manhattan. And, I could see the Apollo Theater from my window. And I'll tell you what, it's a fancy apartment. I'm cat sitting just for the week. And they've got a lot of stuff. It's a highbrow place. I bet Jason Anthony Harris would feel quite at home here.
Yes.
I bet they've never seen... The people whose apartment I'm staying in have never seen a movie in theaters as bad as Spiral from the Book of Saw.
I want to say, my Super Ex-Girlfriend, that's Luke Wilson. That is not... I thought that was Zach Braff, but it is not.
No. Luke Wilson. I saw some Luke Wilson films in theaters, too.
Yeah, which ones?
He had a run.
I like Luke Wilson.
I saw a film in theaters called The Wendell Baker Story that he wrote, directed, and starred in.
Okay, what else?
I saw Royal Tenenbaums. I saw
Scream 2.
Old School in theaters.
Yep.
Why'd you say Scream 2?
He plays Billy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he shows up in Scream 2.
Yeah. You see is he 14? No, that's John Cusack. What am I doing?
Yeah, you don't
Oh,
know,
he's
man.
Vacancy. He's Vacancy.
Yeah, and I saw that in theaters. Terrible
Yeah.
movie.
Okay. Is that better or worse than Spiral from the Book of Saw?
Maybe worse.
I agree with you. I kind of like Spiral from the Book of Saw.
I don't. It's bad. I think it's a very poor film, but we'll get into why.
Okay.
First, let's talk about Jigsaw, the less interesting one. So this bad boy came out years after the last one, right? They finished Saw 3D in 2010. It came out and didn't do as well. They wanted to do another one with Carrie Elwes, and they were like, "No, you fit it into one. We're done with this fucking franchise." So they did, and then a couple years pass. Lionsgate, they're not making as much money. They look at what they have in development. They're like, maybe a Saw movie is what we need. And so they waited to hear some pitches, okay? And then, so the idea, I think, was to reboot. Lionsgate wanted to reboot from the start. The mythology had gotten too confusing. Let's start over. Frankly, the mythology has gotten too confusing, and maybe they should have just done this.
Uh, yeah, I agree. Can I say I don't really like Jigsaw that much?
The character or the film?
No, I love the character. I don't like the film.
This is an abominable movie.
Oh, so you don't like either of these movies?
No, these are two terrible movies. I prefer Spiral from the Book of Saw to Jigsaw. I think Jigsaw is one of the worst Saw movies.
Have you ranked
Um,
them, or are you going to in
I've got
real
them
time?
ranked. I've got them ranked. I've written it
Okay.
down. Um, I'll tell you what. For the first time ever, Logan, when the title of this film popped up on the screen, Jigsaw.
You popped?
No, listen to this. Listen to this, Logan. Have you ever thought about how the word saw is in the word jigsaw?
Yeah. You
That's
never
that's
did?
something that's something everybody just takes for granted. It's just like a normal thing. Like, yeah, it's clever. Like, the character's name is Jigsaw. The movie's called Saw.
Yeah.
I
You
never
think it's a
thought about
step
it
too
before.
far?
It just never occurred to me once in my life. Like, the title Jigsaw popped up on the screen, and the jig popped up first, and then the saw, and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
It is kind of weird though, because like Jigsaw is not a saw. He did the saw thing, but he also does little jigsaw pieces. It's
Yeah,
like a
the little saw was just one tiny part of his trap. So what I'm thinking is the title of that first Saw movie is just short for Jigsaw.
yeah, because
Like,
in the grand scheme of things, that
Jigsaw's
was
friends
nothing.
call him Saw. I bet, like, Amanda, after a tough trap, comes back and
Jig, you think she
he's
calls
like,
him Jig?
no, no, yo, Saw, I think we did well.
If I call him John, we saw a million times they call him John.
Yeah, but we don't know how familiar they were. We saw
Yeah,
them at work all the time. We didn't see them hanging out.
I guess you're right.
They were probably, like, going to see Van Helsing together.
No, Van Helsing was 2004.
Yeah, which is exactly when the events of this film take place.
All right, I guess everything's at one time.
Yes.
You're right about that.
For heaven's sake. All right. So we've got new directors involved, and they worry me
Yeah, why?
because they're identical twin German men.
And that frightens you?
Yeah, that seems to me like they might be a product of some kind of Nazi experiment.
Didn't cross my mind.
When I see identical twin Germans, I assume Nazi clones.
All right, they made that movie Daybreakers. You like that movie?
No, I didn't. And I saw that movie on a lot of people's recommendation. Like, people told me, like, that's a cool movie. Check it out.
Ethan Hawke, you like him?
Yeah, I like him. Pretty dumb movie.
Sam Neill, I think we like him.
Don't remember anything else about that movie.
Okay.
I watched it with a lady in another rich Manhattan apartment. I don't know. Sometimes I end up in these rich people apartments.
Yeah, I won't ask why.
What? We were fucking.
Oh, it was her apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Anyway, so these guys are the Spierig brothers.
Right.
First of all, I don't like that they're credited as the Spierig brothers.
Are they the
should.
worst of all the brother duos?
There's so many bad brother duos now. I feel like everyone wants to be the fucking Coens, and they come in with a head of steam, like, call us the Spierig brothers. But it's like the Coen brothers weren't known as the Coen brothers at first. They earned that shit.
Well, they're what? Well, there's the Safdies. There are the Avengers ones.
The Russos, that's right. But there are also like a lot of hacks, and I'm skeptical of these guys.
Wachowskis at first, weren't they credited the Wachowski brothers?
But now they're just the Wachowskis.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
but weren't they credited that way?
Hey, they were, but let's not.
I'm saying all the famous ones.
Hey, let's not dead name the Wachowskis. All right.
I know.
All right, you don't have to I was being jokey. I wasn't chiding you.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything's gonna be okay. I watched Cloud
Speed
Atlas
Racer,
this
great
week.
film.
I'm just
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm feeling very good about the Wachowskis right now. So the Spirit. Oh, the other one I was gonna bring up, the Skyline. You ever see that movie, Skyline?
My mom likes that movie.
That's a bad brother team too. I don't remember what their names are, but they're a brother team. I'm skeptical of brothers. Well, how come there have never been sisters working in film?
The Wachowskis.
Oh, I guess you're right. They became the first. They manifested it.
Is that true? They're not sisters?
Not that I can think of, man. Get those Haim kids making
There's
movies.
gotta be.
Get
I feel like I'm
Tegan and
missing somebody
Sarah.
obvious.
No, I'm telling you, there's no sisters making movies. I would know this.
Hannah? What about Hannah and her sisters?
They were just featured in a Woody Allen film.
Oh.
They were certainly not directing movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you're right then.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so the Spierig brothers, they're into direct. They're German. They look exactly the same, and they're hacks. The new writers are Josh Stolberg, a Jew, and Peter Goldfinger. Goldfinger. Do you think that's his real name?
Yeah, why not?
Should I make my last name a Bond movie title?
Yes, you should. Octopussy. Daniel Octopussy.
That is definitely the one, right? If you're gonna do it, Daniel Octopussy.
Who's the guy who had the cat? Blofeld. That's a good one.
Blofeld.
Logan Blofeld.
No, but I'd want to be like the title. I'd want to be like Daniel, A View to a Kill.
Daniel Spectre.
That's not bad.
Daniel Quantum of Solace. That's the best one.
That's good, yeah.
What does that even mean, Quantum of Solace?
It means nothing. None of those fucking Bond movies mean anything. Bond's a dumb franchise.
But I like their titles. It's like they just drew them out of a hat.
No, it's true. That's the fun of it. They don't you only live twice. It doesn't make sense. It
a
just
day
sounds
to die
cool.
tomorrow. That's not a thing, but it could be a thing.
Yeah. Oh, remember? Didn't I do that last time we covered Bond? Didn't I come up with Bond titles?
I'll be honest. I'm not sure I ever listened to your Bond stuff.
I'm telling you, I did a bit where I wrote down fake Bond movie titles. I figured out the convention of naming Bond titles. Go back and listen to the last one we did with Henry.
Okay.
All right. So Stolberg and Goldfinger, they're our writers. Stolberg, he's sort of known for working in two different genres: shitty horror movies and shitty comedy movies.
Yeah, like what?
Well, he wrote the movie Good Luck Chuck with Dane Cook.
And?
He wrote Piranha 3D.
No, and who else is in that movie?
Oh, Jessica Alba.
Yeah, you got to sell it to the folks.
Why am I selling Good Luck? It's not a good movie.
That's a good movie.
No, it's not.
There's a penguin in that movie. I hope that Tim has seen it.
It's certainly not the best film with a penguin in it. That's Billy Madison.
Is that the best movie with a penguin in it?
Yeah, either that or March of the Penguins.
I guess so.
Yeah. All right.
No, Fight Club.
Oh, yeah, Slide. They also wrote Sorority Row, the remake of that movie.
Okay.
I mean, take from that what you will. Carrie Fisher's in it. It was originally titled Saw Legacy, Logan. Would you have preferred that?
No, I don't really care.
Okay, but the mandate from Lionsgate for this film was don't mention anything that happened after Saw 3.
Why?
Because they know that people went to see the first 3 Saw movies, and then a lot of people didn't keep going to see them. So if we want to get like new audiences to go see a Saw movie, we can only use shit from those first 3. That was their idea for this. And they even changed the title from Saw Legacy to Jigsaw, because Legacy, it's like it implies like it's a sequel. We're going to be dealing with past shit. No. We are moving forward.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm confused why they greenlit a movie that largely takes place before the events of the original Saw.
Yeah. They got to come up with a big twist. I guess that's what they come up with.
You want to hear the original twist? I think it's better.
Yeah, please.
They were gonna get out of the thing, and the whole time they were on an oil tanker, and they're in the middle of the ocean.
Is this a reference to something?
No, that's not a joke. That was the original twist of this movie.
But John was in the movie too, though. Like everything happened how it happened, but then
I have no idea. This was just what I read that they cut from the finished product. This is how it was supposed to end.
Who gets out? Everyone dies at the end.
Well, in the original version, they
It's
got
a
out.
completely different movie, though.
Yeah, good one.
I guess so.
I mean, this movie sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And Tim, I think, liked it, and
Tim liked Spiral.
I think he liked this one too. I think he gave it like 3 stars.
I think a lot of people liked this one. Like,
really?
It's so
this
shocking.
This is like my 4th time watching this movie, by the way.
Have you guys listened to the Halloween Ends episode we recorded last week? Because I gotta tell you, looking at the reviews that our listeners gave to Halloween Ends, which I loved, and then watching these 2 movies and going and seeing significantly better reviews, I was like, what are we doing? What do you guys want from movies?
I'm not gonna like roast the listeners.
I'm gonna roast the listeners.
Matty Rags gave it 1 star. Tim did give it 3 stars.
All right, I'm not saying like everyone's right, everyone's wrong, but like I just don't know. I like this. Maybe it's just because people don't care about Saw. Like Halloween, the first is like one of the great movies of all time. Like people have such a reverence for it. Like Saw sucks. Like you can put out any garbage Saw movie, and it'll be like.
But I love Saw.
It's a Saw movie.
I really love Saw.
But none of them are better than a 3.
I think the Saw series is better than the Halloween series.
I mean, maybe there's more goods, maybe the consistency level. But what I'm saying is that Halloween has a masterpiece. You know, it has one movie that is head and shoulders above the rest. Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg.
This is
when he's fighting John Kramer.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there with the IV in his arm, and his son was in a safe place the whole time. That's a great twist.
Hey, Saw 2 is very high on the list of my Saw rankings.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. But like I'm done with this franchise. I'm caught up. And it sucks. Like this, like I like it. I'm really into Saw.
Didn't you have fun though?
I had a great time, and I will watch every Saw movie they make until I die, which is hopefully.
Well, you have to, because we covered it.
What?
I said you have to, because we covered it on the show.
Of course, but even if like I shit can this show eventually, I'll keep watching Saw movies.
Yes.
Okay, and you know, but like I'm making no qualms. Like they're bad. None of them are good.
What? First one's good.
The first one's good.
Yeah.
But like, it was so weird seeing in Spiral like Samuel L. Jackson.
That was crazy, right?
Because it was like I've been watching a fucking franchise just with amateurs. Like it was the first time a professional was on screen, and the difference was so palpable.
What do you mean? You've seen Chris Rock up to that point.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chris Rock's acting.
Oh, come on. I like Chris Rock.
I love Chris Rock.
I don't even think I did my MVP actually for that movie.
Chris Rock's one of the 5 greatest stand-up comics who have ever lived. You
really think that?
I really believe that.
Wow.
Unfortunately, his talents in every other medium of art that he attempts have not developed in the same way.
All right. I guess I don't know much about his other stuff.
We'll talk about it. All right, let's get into Jigsaw, though. Oh, it
Yeah,
came in at
please.
number 70 at the box office, whatever.
Can I tell you a little story about Jigsaw when I was
Please
working at
do, yeah.
the movie theater that I worked at?
Mhm.
I was working there. Jigsaw comes out. It's like there's like a busy time at the movie theater. Like, what's out at it was out at the time. That was a huge movie. I don't remember what was out, but this was like Halloween time. It came out like a
Oh,
month.
I'll tell you exactly. It was October 27th, 2017, on a budget of $10 million, and it made 103. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me what else was out at the time.
Oh, no. I was
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah, it was just a good excuse to
Well,
fit that info in.
it was like crushing at the movie theater that I was working at, and this wasn't like a big movie theater or anything. This was just like a local movie theater, and it was me and this other guy working one night. His name was Alex. Shout out to Alex. He's not listening to this, but shout out to you, Alex. And it was me and him. He was like working the concession stand and like giving people tickets and shit. And I was doing the usher job, like telling them where to go, directing traffic. And a lady comes in with her baby, and she's like, "One ticket for Jigsaw, please." And she's the only one that goes to Jigsaw. Everyone else is like gonna go see it because that's the hot movie. And she takes her baby to go see Jigsaw. All right, she comes out like 20 minutes into Jigsaw, and she's like, "My baby threw up." And I'm like, "All right, well that's great. Alex can't do that because Alex is doing this, so that means I have to go."
Did the
clean up.
baby throw up because it was so grossed out by the gore?
I'm sure it wasn't watching. I'm sure it was just all the screaming going on. Why would you take your baby to?
I know. It's like when I saw Scream 4. We just talked about that.
Yeah, we did just talk about that. And so she's like, "My baby just threw up." And I'm like, "All right, well, I got to go clean this vomit up." And so I go in there to clean it up. And before I go in there, she's like, "Well, do you guys have like a shirt or anything I can use to like clean the baby? Like I guess like do you guys sell
No,
movie
you're
theater
a
shirts?"
mother. Bring supplies. Have a bag with like wipes in it. You fucking moron.
Yeah. And
I'm
like,
not a parent, and I know this shit.
and I didn't want to deal with her, so I'm like, I don't know. Go ask him. I'm gonna go clean up this mess. So I go in there to clean up the mess, and she stops me again. She's like, "Well, wait, how long is it gonna take?" And I'm like, "I don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm like like the whole process, like you gotta like you know how that process like you gotta like dump cat litter on that shit and let it like dry up. You ever been like in a school and like a kid vomits
Yeah,
or
but
anything?
like what's the problem? Like what's she worried about that it's gonna take long? That she's gonna miss the movie?
Right, but that's what I'm wondering.
She can
I'm like,
just go in and sit in another seat.
well, my thing is like, you just came to watch Jigsaw with your baby, and your baby threw up. Why not go home? Why at this point? Why are you wanting to still watch the rest of the movie?
Yeah.
And it's like 20 minutes in. You're gonna stay for an hour and 10 minutes at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happened. I went in to go clean it. I came out. She went back in and enjoyed the rest of Jigsaw.
Did the baby?
I didn't hear from it again.
Oh, might have gotten into it after that. The twist.
Yeah, it really got her.
Yeah.
She thought Halloran might have done it.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be that tatted up chick.
Yeah, how'd you feel about her?
I thought she was sexy.
Can you remember her name?
I want to say Lauren.
No, Eleanor. Pretty close.
Oh, it was pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I came up with Lauren.
Because it's pretty close, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Look, good for me. Okay. All right. So my first note on the film, "saw" is in the word jigsaw. We've already covered that.
My first note, vomit baby story. Covered that.
Very good. Very good. We're getting through all the notes. All right. So how does the film start, Logan?
Oh my god, I don't remember how it starts. Oh, they're in bucket. They had the buckets on their head. No, I guess it starts that guy's running through the city, right? And he's like, I'm gonna start a game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was sort of compelled by that. That was all right. And he's like got a bomb, and then the police shoot him. I like how incompetent the police are in this movie.
They're incompetent in every movie.
Yeah, I know, but that's good because that's
Except Chris
accurate.
Rock. He's the finest cop.
Man, I just watched that Dahmer thing. On
Really? You watched
Netflix.
that?
Yeah, man.
Even with the family being like, hey, don't watch it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, the family's like pissed about
Which
it.
The family of who?
Everybody, I think.
Like the victims?
And like Jeffrey Dahmer's dad is
Oh,
like
I don't care about
trying
that.
no, but also the victims. Everyone's pissed about it.
All right. Well, I don't care. I watched it. I enjoyed it. But did you know that one of the fucking kids, like a 14-year-old kid that Jeffrey Dahmer was murdering, he escaped, Logan. He got out into the street. Cops found him and they brought him back to Dahmer.
What? What are you talking about? They brought him back to
They
Dahmer.
brought him back
Why?
because Dahmer came and chased after him and was like, "No, that's my boyfriend. He's just wasted."
What?
And they're
Are you
like,
serious?
"Okay, here."
Is that a real story?
That's real. I looked it
And
up
then
to
he
make
died?
to verify it. Yeah.
Holy shit! What happened to the cops? They got fired.
No, they got promoted.
No, this is a joke.
I'm dead serious.
What promoted for what? What was the reasoning?
Because
It's like Hoffman when he killed everybody, he got promoted.
because there was so much press like calling them shitty cops and stuff, and they withstood it and stayed with the department, so they got a commendation.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Everyone watched Dahmer, man. Who cares about families? You don't know them, right?
I didn't watch it.
I don't care about people.
Not even because of that. It's just why I don't care.
No, I get that. If you don't want to watch it just because it's like a fucking bummer, I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you see like there was some 7-year-old that dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer
a 7-year-old?
that for like Halloween and had like feet in a bucket? I don't know.
Man,
Yeah.
I was looking at it, and I think I might have to change my style. I think it's a little too close to Dahmer.
Oh, your style is.
My glasses, my hair. I gotta change some shit.
We don't have blonde hair.
No, but you know, he swipes it over like that. Anyway, um, so we get the lay of the land here. We meet our cops. It's Callum Keith Rennie, which is how you know the film is shot in Canada.
Okay.
Because he's one of. I mean, this is one of those movies where every actor has been on Battlestar Galactica or Smallville. Every single one.
Okay. Didn't recognize anybody.
Okay. Well, I did. And even the ones I didn't recognize, I looked them up on IMDb and found out that they were in Battlestar Galactica or Smallville. So this guy, Callum Keith Rennie, I knew from Battlestar Galactica.
Which one are you talking about?
The
Halloran?
main, yeah, Halloran.
Okay.
He's the main cop, right? And then there's a black cop who doesn't really get a character except to be a black guy in a Saw movie. And then, although Spiral really changed the game.
There was Rig. Rig was in the whole movie going through traps in Saw 4.
Hey, you're right. Shout out to Saw 4. We had a little more diversity than the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
All right. So, and the medical examiner is Hannah Emily Anderson, and she's smart, but you know that she's a little kooky because she has a sleeve tattoo.
Right. But we don't see that until the bar scene, right? Or do we see that when she's in the hospital?
I don't know. I clocked her in the hospital as being like, she's different.
Okay. I saw it in the bar scene and that's when I noticed it. But I guess you noticed it first.
I wrote it down right away, man. I
Okay.
wrote, pretty sure the sexy morgue lady is Jigsaw. I was wrong.
Wow. You stuck with that the whole time until the very end?
No. I mean, like pretty soon after I thought that, like they introduced the fact that she's obsessed with Jigsaw, and I realized like if you're introducing 30 minutes into the movie the fact that one of your characters is obsessed with Jigsaw, then they're not involved with the Jigsaw shit.
Right. Okay. Good for you.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting though. Like she rents a studio, like it's like an art studio, but she just recreates Jigsaw traps.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You like that?
I think it was great. I think if she made a YouTube channel that teaches people how to recreate Jigsaw traps, she'd make tons of money.
Well, she only had like 4 of them, really.
Yeah, but she's got all the best ones. She's got the reverse bear trap. She's even got one that's like a legend that it's not even sure whether he's done it. And that's called the Spiralator or something. And listen, I've got a real problem. This is where we get into the problems with the mythos, okay? Because this is like how in Star Wars Episode 1, all the technology was better than the Episode 4, 5, and 6, even though they were prequels, right? Because my feeling in this is, speaking of Saw 4, Logan, I believe it's Saw 4, we are introduced to a trap that Jigsaw claims is his favorite trap.
No, that is Saw 3.
That's Saw 3. Okay. And that one is called The Rack, right?
Yes.
All right. Don't you think this would be his actual favorite trap?
What, the reverse bear trap?
No, the spiralizer.
Oh, why?
Because he included his logo in it.
So what? He might include the logo on all of them. We just don't see it.
I don't know, man. It's so intense. It's built like to be the. To me, if he's got this spiralator in his back pocket, there's no way the rack is his favorite trap.
I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the spiralator.
Well, once they actually put it into practice, I was like, seems pretty easy to escape from. You just like you get a couple bad cuts, I guess. But like, yeah, there's a lot worse traps.
And he just looks so stupid. When the guy comes falling out of it dead.
I like that.
Oh, so dumb.
Oh, but I come on, that's a good moment when he gets like spit out of the machine, and then the dude in the background screams.
No.
The dude's leg just got chopped off.
Yeah, that's
that was
fine,
all right.
What? Which part?
I don't know. The more I talk about this Jigsaw movie, the
What?
more I like it.
Oh, come on. You know.
All right. Can we talk? All right. So this is happening concurrently with a bunch of people in a trap. It's just like Saw 5, where it's like 5 people all in a trap together, and then like one by one they all die. Let's talk about some of these people. It's revealed later in the movie that this is taking place 10 years in the past, but we're dealing with it in the present. They say Kramer's been dead for 10 years in one of the whatever. Anyway, let's get into the thing. Who's your favorite of these people?
Well, I gotta say, didn't really like any of them.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. There are 5 of them. I recognize 2 of the people, and 3 of them were just randos.
Okay. I'll say my least favorite was probably that thief lady.
Carly?
Really like yeah, I didn't really like her that much.
Well, she was good looking.
Yeah, but she didn't really do anything.
I guess. One of the blonde, or actually she wasn't blonde in this movie. She was brunette. But the main woman played Supergirl on Smallville.
I don't really know which one was my favorite. No, none of them really did it for me.
All right, well.
Nobody in this movie did it for me.
Supergirl on Smallville. That's nothing to you?
No.
That's just a drop in the bucket? This woman played Supergirl.
Not on Supergirl.
No, that's Melissa Benoist.
Yeah.
One of the worst victims of the fappening.
Who was the best victim?
Well, I just mean like she was the best and the worst. You know?
What does that mean?
J-Law got it the worst, man. I feel bad for her.
Okay.
Logan, are you gonna respond to things today, or you're just gonna say okay?
I just don't really know what you mean by she got the best and she got it the worst.
I mean, there were so many pictures.
So is that good or bad?
It's bad.
So who got it the best then? Who came out looking the best?
No one came out of it. No one that got.
Then why did you say somebody got it the worst?
Because she got it so like some people they got like pictures of their phone of just them in like their bra panties, like taking selfies in their bathroom. Like Melissa Benoist, there were like pictures of her just like getting railed.
Okay,
it's horrible.
All right, let's talk about Jigsaw.
All right. Anyway, that's our other Supergirl.
I don't even know who you're talking about, to be honest. She only killed her baby.
Yes, it was. Supergirl killed her baby in this movie. Some of the reasons for these characters being chosen by Jigsaw are the worst in franchise history.
Why? That's kind of a good reason.
Wait. I mean, Laura, that's a good reason. She killed her baby and she framed her husband for it, okay?
And he fucking hung himself in jail.
Yeah, but you know what? How the fuck was this? Isn't it a coincidence that this lady lived next door to Jigsaw? Yeah. They were neighbors.
Can I tell you? I didn't have a note about this, but this is just like burned into my brain. Um, when he's sitting there listening to her like scream about her baby, like freaking out about how the baby's driving her crazy, he's sitting there drawing a picture of a tricycle, like he's sketching out like how he's gonna plan everything about Billy the puppet riding in on the tricycle. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
That's a great moment.
Yeah, that's funny. Um, some of the other reasons he wants to trap people in this one,
Yeah.
looks like he was misdiagnosed at the hospital.
Right. Yeah, we learned that.
But
Logan, right?
how does this make sense at all?
Well, what do you mean?
So the way they show it to us is it's a picture of like the readout of his like MRI or something, and it's mislabeled. Like some moron labels it wrong, and then he's told that he's. But like, we know all about this. We know all about his fucking cancer. At first, I was thinking like, are they doing this as a way to say he wasn't dying after all, and his cancer wasn't that bad? But like, they're not doing that. They're just
They're saying that that John Kramer, they said like he didn't have cancer at one point. They said like somebody else had cancer. But then later they caught his cancer. But if they'd caught it sooner, then he wouldn't have died.
right.
Or he wouldn't have been like in the stages of dying, which caused everything.
But
So if Logan, who was the one who caught it, that's why he's in the trap. If he had caught it sooner, John would have lived. I think is what he's saying.
what about the fact that he works with the doctor? Like his doctor is his apprentice,
Not
who's
yet.
like with him all the time.
Who? What doctor?
Cariel was
He hasn't started killing people yet.
at the beginning, like I guess at this point, but like
He was misdiagnosed before anything happened.
so he was misdiagnosed. He puts that guy in a trap, and then he targets his doctor who is cheating. I mean, why didn't they know? I don't understand how he didn't get caught like immediately.
He is good. He also
He's
had Hoffman
not.
working for him.
Not at this point.
But Hoffman catches Carrie because there's one point in like Saw 5 or Saw 6 where John Kramer gives him that pin light and is like, I know a doctor that you need to go see. And that's when Hoffman goes to frame him with
What's
the
the
pin light.
order of when he meets people? Does he know Amanda in these flashbacks? Does he know Hoffman? Are they there?
Okay, so I do know this because we at the end of the movie we see Logan building the reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
So this is before Amanda, but does he know Hoffman before Amanda? I actually don't even know that.
Definitely not, because Hoffman's threatened.
But aren't
by
they
Amanda.
both threatened by each other?
Yeah, but I think Amanda's threatened by like Hoffman moving in on her territory, whereas Hoffman's just threatened by like I need to be the only apprentice.
I don't know. I feel like we were meant to believe Amanda was first, but then it was revealed later that Hoffman was actually first.
I feel like this movie's meant to simplify the franchise for new viewers, and it makes it so much more complicated if you've ever watched a Saw movie.
Well, for the people who know nothing, this is probably like it makes sense, but for people who have seen every movie, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they just take it for what it is.
I just think it's so weird to make franchise installments designed for people who don't like your franchise.
Right. Well, that's why we have Spiral for the fans.
That's for the fans?
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
All right. One of the guys in this, Mitch, we meet, and he's played by Mandela Van Peebles. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Third generation Van Peebles boy.
Yeah, which one was he?
You know, the black guy.
Who was that?
And
the one that goes in the spiral trap?
Yeah.
Where he gave that kid the motorcycle?
Yeah, that's right. That's Mandela Van Peebles. His grandfather, Mario Van Peebles, made Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, and then his father, oh no, that was Melvin Van Peebles. Then his father, Mario Van Peebles, was like an action hero in the 90s. And now here he is, Mandela, bringing the good Van Peebles name into the Saw franchise. And he's a very poor actor, and I loved his character that Jigsaw wants to murder this man because he sold Jigsaw's nephew a faulty bicycle.
It's not a bicycle. It's like an actual motorcycle.
It's like a motorbike.
A bicycle is so simplifying it.
It's ridiculous, though. Like, I mean, what? Serious? Like, this isn't Jigsaw shit. This is like the time like a kid bullied me and my sister yelled at him. Like, come on.
Yeah, sorry, I got a text message and got distracted. I'm very sorry.
I feel like you've been distracted this entire
No,
episode.
no, I
am
haven't.
carrying this show.
You have been. I have a question for you.
Yes.
When they're in that bucket head trap, do you remember that trap?
Yeah, it's the first thing we see in the entire movie.
That's not true. We see that guy running through the street.
Right, whatever.
They got that.
It's the
well, I guess
first
he's
trap.
driving. Yeah, the first trap. They got buckets on their head. They got chains. They're being pulled to the thing. Did you know that that guy was not dead when the camera goes past the wall and we don't see the actual kill?
Yeah.
Because that's not very Saw-like.
Well, I know any time in a Saw movie that we don't see somebody die, they come back.
How often does that happen?
Every time.
Where they don't die and then
we've
they come back?
We've talked about this. If there's a cop in a Saw movie that didn't die in that Saw movie, they're gonna be in the next Saw movie.
But we don't see a lot of people in the trap not die.
Right. So if that happens one time, you can assume that person's not dead.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm asking. Good job.
Thank you. Jesus.
Sorry, geez.
You're so difficult to talk to today.
All right, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, another question. Did you like that one line? First of all, did you like Billy in this movie? How he's got like those red light up eyes?
Well, this is again like a Star Wars prequel problem. Like, why was the puppet better? Like, why did he lose those LED lights?
Yeah, that's a great. I didn't even think about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, did you like the line when the one guy's like, it like the whole movie gets quiet and then he goes, "Yeah, that's not creepy at all." Did you like that line?
I think I did at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not? You thought that was hacky?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I don't really remember it, to be honest.
Okay.
I want to bring up the cult.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, that's the elephant in the room this week. All franchise, because of a few clues, including the ceremonial robes, including the title from the Book of Saw, I have thought that Jigsaw is involved in a cult that he could be at the head of, or he could be worshiping somebody, sacrificing people to that somehow. But so we reached the end of the franchise this week. Not the end of the franchise, of course, just we're up to date, right? We've seen all the Saw movies that exist, and we have still yet to get confirmation that a cult even exists, Logan. You might think I'm demoralized by this.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But I'm not, because there's nothing in these movies that says there's not a cult. To me, there's more info pointing to a cult in these movies than not pointing to a cult. The only proof that there's no cult is that nobody's brought up the cult yet.
Yeah. Do you know like what direction they're going in the next movie at all?
Well, the next movie is going to be Saw 10. And Tobin Bell is going to come back, and it's going to be like a sequel to Jigsaw, I guess. Okay. Whereas, and the Spiral sequel, they're trying to develop that as a television series.
With Chris Rock? Or no?
I have no idea. Probably not. I can't imagine Chris Rock doing a Saw television series.
Okay.
So in this film, at the end, we see the end of the flashback stuff, right? And John Kramer, Jigsaw, he walks in. He's got one of those lined beards. What do you call those? It's like a
soul
goatee.
Patch. It's like a little
it's not a soul patch, though. Because a soul patch is
like
just
a long
a
one.
patch. But this is a line. That it's like Batista, like I said. It goes from like the mouth all the way down to the bottom of the chin, and that's just it, a line of fur, white fur, Jigsaw, and I was blown away. I didn't know what I was looking at, but he comes in. I mean, I know you were just staring at the beard, but did you notice what he was wearing?
No, I didn't.
His ceremonial robe, Logan.
Yeah, that would have been my guess, but I didn't want to take it from you.
Yeah. Um. So I'm thinking cult still.
Yeah. What do you mean by cult?
I'm thinking there's an overarching structure to the Jigsaw murders. I just don't buy that. So, like, Jigsaw is a legend at this point in whatever fake city this is. Like, there's so many people have been murdered in the name of Jigsaw, both by John Kramer and by copycats and by apprentices. So many murders have happened because of Jigsaw being a thing. I just can't imagine that this all started just because like a dude was bummed out about his baby not getting to be born, or like a dude, like his fucking nephew got a bad bicycle, or like his
It was like everything mounting to one thing.
I don't believe so.
It's like that show 13 Reasons Why.
No, so I'm
He
thinking
even gives out tapes like Hannah Baker.
Jigsaw.
She should have put people in traps.
You bring up 13 Reasons Why in every episode just because it's the only television show you've ever watched.
That's not true.
Yeah, I know you've watched The Sopranos. So the cult idea to me is I'm thinking there's a larger structure at work where they saw this man, John Kramer, struggling with his life, and they saw that as a recruitment tool. Like, we can, the way he recruits others to be part of him. I think it's almost like a mainline media thing. Like, you know, like Lululemon,
Yeah.
like a pyramid scheme kind of thing. Like, you have like a chain, like a supply chain. And you have to commit a certain amount of murders a year, and you also have to recruit a certain amount of apprentices a year. Okay, and I think that this is all going in service. Like, I really believe this, Logan, that in a future Saw movie, they're going to discover that John Kramer is just the tip of the iceberg.
But would that make you happy?
Yes, because
Really?
they've been hinting at it, whether intentionally or not. They've been hinting at it.
So, but then, like, all over the world, other people are doing this exact same thing?
I don't know about all over the world. That's fascinating. It's a global operation.
Yeah, it's like that in the circle. You realize, like, all the winners, everyone's just in their own game.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be like that. Or well, yeah. I think it would be like that.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, there's a compound in that city, okay, where, like, people stay. And I don't know if there's a leader or if, like, it's in service of some deity.
Who do you hope is the leader? Carl Urban?
Well, I was hoping that it was like some sort of god of saws because of the Book of Saw, you know? But now that I realize that that's just a
Jeff
title,
Bridges?
I
You
might
think he'd
be
be
out
good?
on that. Yeah, he would be good.
Yeah.
He'd be really good.
Should they be younger or older than Tobin Bell?
You know what you get? I'm thinking Carriel was, you get Mandy Patinkin from Princess Bride.
That's good. That's actually good.
He'd be great.
What about Jacob Tremblay? That'd be pretty funny.
He's too young. What the fuck are you talking about?
That'd be funny, though.
To have a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, only if it turns out he's like immortal, but then you're bringing like supernatural shit into it.
What about a woman?
Because
Zendaya.
A woman. I mean, this franchise is terrified of women, so I don't know that they would do that. And a black woman, I don't know. That seems like a bridge too far for Saw.
Okay.
It would be like, I don't know. The dudes who wrote this movie, they worked on that movie, or no, the Spierig brothers, right? They directed that movie Winchester with Helen Mirren. Maybe they could lure Helen Mirren
That's
back.
good. That's good. Did you see that? I was sort of interested in that when that was coming out, and then I never saw it.
I never saw it. I remember
too boring.
I was talking to an ex-girlfriend at that time who saw it in theaters and said it was like fucking horrible, and so I skipped it based on that because she had good taste.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, how can you imagine? I've dated girls with horrible taste.
No, I can imagine that movie being terrible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why'd you have to say that?
Well, I wanted to give her. Don't assume that I just because I've dated a girl, she's got good taste. I've
I
dated
didn't. I didn't
morons.
assume that.
All right, great.
I always assume you date morons. Don't worry.
No, no, most of them aren't morons. Just a few.
Okay.
Um, what is so? I'm done. What do you give this movie?
Kind of one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 too.
Okay, good, good. I feel good
Yeah.
about that then. I didn't like it at all.
I
No,
didn't
I
really
don't think I'm ever
either.
gonna watch it again. To be honest,
I mean,
I saw it
think
4
about
times.
MVP. Like, who's it gonna be?
Yeah, John Kramer.
I'm gonna go with Callum Keith Rennie, just because I
What the
like him
fuck?
as an actor. Like, I don't think he was good in this movie.
Who is that? Halloran.
Halloran.
I'm gonna go with Tobin Bell just because I
Oh
enjoyed that part.
no, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go for sexy sleeve doctor.
I knew you'd do that.
Whatever.
As soon as I saw her, and then wow, I can't believe you settled on that. All right, LVP. What do you got?
As always, I will go with the boring attempt at replacing Jigsaw. Matt Passmore.
This is Logan.
Yeah. So I know some people like this guy, Matt Passmore, because he's been on some TV shows that have reputations. The Glades, I remember, was one that people liked. But
Yeah, I think he's in the second season of 13 Reasons Why. To be honest,
oh, shut the fuck up.
not the second season, like the I don't know what season.
I need you to stop talking about 13 Reasons Why. You are not permitted for
We're
one
talking about
month.
Matt Passmore.
For 1 month, you're not able to talk about 13
Fine.
Reasons Why. Even if we watch a movie with like Dylan Minnette in it.
Next week, Goosebumps.
We could do that. All right. What are we covering next
Oh,
week?
oh shit! We're actually doing Scream 5. He's in Scream 5. We're gonna talk about
you're
him.
You're not allowed to talk about 13 Reasons Why on the Scream 5.
I'm going to
commentary.
because there's a moment.
You're not allowed.
I'm going to because there's a moment I have to.
God. All right. So they've attempted to replace Jigsaw again. It didn't work out so well with Hoffman. The series limped to a close with this guy infecting 4 different Saw movies, 5 actually, with his incredible boredom. Okay. And so let's replace him, obviously. Now, what do we do? How do we really turn this franchise on its head? We just got a really dull white guy with no charisma. Who do we replace him with? Perhaps a really dull
Who are we talking about again?
white guy
Matt Passmore.
with no charisma? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And how'd that go? Not well.
Well, why would you do that? Like, why? Like, this is the time you change it completely. Like, get Alfre Woodard to be the new Jigsaw. Go crazy with it. Like, come
Yeah,
up with an
Zendaya,
awesome
like I
idea.
said.
Yeah, anything. Okay. The move here is to not get yet another fucking minor white TV actor that no one's ever fucking heard of and making him the star of this movie. Like, it doesn't make sense.
What about the next movie where you had the guy from The Social Network?
He's better, but like, I don't know. But again, like, I just don't know what we're doing anymore. I don't.
Well, that's how we're
They're-
bringing Tobin back.
Yeah, you have to at this point. There's nothing left to do.
Yeah.
These movies are flailing.
It's so crazy he died in Saw 3, though.
He died in Saw. He died
And Saw
fucking
4, because it's the same
like
movie.
6 fucking movies ago, and Saw 5. Remember, Saw 5 begins in Saw 3.
No, Saw 5 is at the end of the movies. Because it
No.
comes that one starts off with Hoffman leaving with their daughter after Saw 3. Remember, she's trapped.
Yes, that's Saw 3. So I'm telling you, Saw 5 begins in Saw 3.
At the end, though.
Yeah, but still, it's still Saw 3.
And the end of Saw, but Saw 3 and 4 are at the same time, so it's also at the end of Saw 4.
No, Saw 4 is taking place during Saw 3, and Saw 5 starts still in Saw 3.
But also in Saw 4.
No, I think the original movie gets the respect of first refusal.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. It has
Yeah.
right of way. You know what that is? You never drive or anything.
No, I don't know anything about driving.
Okay.
LVP?
Oh Jesus
Oh,
Christ! We're still
yeah.
on Jigsaw.
Yeah, you have to give an LVP. I said Passmore.
I wrote down. Jesus Christ! I wrote down 3 names, and I have no idea what these three names mean, but I assume they were characters in the movie. I have Keith, Mitch, and Ryan. Take your pick.
They are people from the movie.
Yep.
Keith is the black cop.
Yep. But yeah, I guess he
Ryan
sucked.
Is the guy who gets his leg chopped off,
Okay.
and Mitch is the black guy, Van Peebles.
All right, take your pick.
I'll go with the one white of the three you mentioned.
Right. He also had the line, well, that's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was obviously my favorite line in the movie.
Yeah, you popped.
Yeah, I popped hard. Let's move on. Next spiral from the Book of Saw. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm so ready.
I'm so ready too, man. I've been looking forward to this one the whole time. Love Chris Rock. Love the title from the Book of Saw. Fascinating shit.
DLB's back.
Yeah, I'm not as excited about that.
Oh, come on.
DLB. I mean, yeah, we'll get into it. All right. So the way this started was that Chris Rock, in living his very charmed life, was at a friend's wedding in Brazil. Okay. Brazil. And they were looking up at the Christ the Redeemer statue, and he realized that he was at the same table with the president of Lionsgate.
Wow.
Okay, so Chris Rock leans in to the president of Lionsgate and starts schmoozing. Okay, and he knows that Lionsgate has the rights to the Saw franchise. He's like, "Are you guys gonna make a new Saw movie? I love those Saw movies." And he's like, "Yeah, we're looking to, but like we don't have like an idea yet or whatever." And Chris Rock is like, "I have an idea. Put me in it."
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, so, like when I first saw this movie announced, like I read that like Chris Rock pitched this, like he's a big Saw fan, and it didn't really happen like that. It was just like at a wedding, and it was in passing, and he didn't have an idea for the Saw
he doesn't have like a
franchise.
story credit or anything in this movie.
No. He had no idea. The only idea like his direction for the Saw franchise was
me.
yeah, Chris Rock. Chris Rock can be in it.
Yeah.
That's it. There are no ideas here.
I'm down.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm down too. I like Chris Rock. So Chris Rock is credited as star and executive producer. He's got he's got creative control over this movie. I heard that I read that he changed some shit. Like Bousman had some ideas and Chris Rock was like, "No, we're doing it this way." Okay. And that's how it went. All right. So he's throwing his weight around.
Is this better than any of Saw's 2, 3, or 4? Any of DLB's others?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I'm gonna do the list after, man.
I'm curious though, if you think Rock's decisions, you think he has better instincts than Darren himself.
Well, I think Darren Lynn Bousman is a fucking piss poor director. So I think having any other person making decisions is probably a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate that they got Darren Lynn Bousman back. It sucks. If it's going to be like a new Saw with a new direction, get a new director. Get like a fucking young black director who's going to make like a cool movie. Get like the dude who did Attack the Block to do it or something. I don't know. Joe Cornish, that's his name. I just don't know what we're doing here. Like, if this is going to be the exciting new Saw, why are we getting the dude that made Saw 2?
To get people excited? I don't know.
And it's not like he's like trying to do an exciting new Saw movie. He's directing the fucking thing exactly like any Saw movie.
I like that though, because Jigsaw. I never said this, but I don't like how Jigsaw looks at all. It's like so 2017, trying to look like sleek and cool. I'm not into it. I'm way more into Spiral.
I'd rather watch a 2017 movie that looks like 2017 than a 2021 movie that looks like 2005.
Nope, not me.
It looks like garbage. The second
No way.
It's like Darren Lynn Bousman is like, "Hey, who cleaned all the walls? Let me rehire my shit smearers. Hey, shit
That's
smearers.
What Saw is. That's what this is.
Smear that shit all over that wall, all right?"
And like the editing, I was way more into this movie.
Oh yeah, don't even worry about it. If you missed those fucking horrible zooms, they're back.
What? That's why we watch these movies.
That's not why we watch these movies. These movies aren't well made.
I always loved how they were made.
Well, it's just from the era
They're
though.
made
Like
how you're supposed to feel.
you can't. They're a product of that time. You got to move forward. There's a way to do a Saw movie in 2022 and have it look modern and still be true to the spirit of the Saw franchise, man. You don't literally have to hire Darren Lynn Bousman. It's like when fucking Halloween, after H20, they did Resurrection. They hired Rick Rosenthal, the guy who did Halloween 2. Like, he's just going to make a dumb, shitty Halloween sequel. We know
Yeah,
that.
that is weird. Yeah. All right. Good point.
All right. So, all right, so this movie came out May 14th, 2021. It was pushed back by a year, you'll recall. The original release date was May 2020 during the pandemic, and they pushed it. It had a $20 million budget, which is $10 million more than Jigsaw. I think that's a mistake. And although I guess there were
Gotta pay Sam.
Gotta pay Sam Jackson, gotta pay Chris Rock. And there's like subway shit, and there's like a couple special effects. Yeah, I don't know. It's not small enough. How does it start?
But the traps in this are way better than Jigsaw, right? Like these are like real Saw traps. Jigsaw is like you're in a barn with grain, and there are like knives falling in the grain. That's so stupid. These
Dude,
are legit Saw traps.
that was exactly. I mean, the grain silo thing. It's just like the fucking one with the pig guts. Was that Saw 3?
Yeah, that one's stupid too, though. I don't like that either.
To me, they're saw traps. They're just not that great. What are the saw traps in this one that are so good? The subway one? I feel like there's too many tongues in this movie.
There's that. That's only one of them. By the way, I was sort of surprised it took us 9 Saw movies to get to a tongue thing, right?
That's not true. They cut out a tongue at one point earlier on.
Did they?
I think
I
so.
think you're thinking of Halloween Ends.
Am I? I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't think that happens in here.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of a far superior film.
There's the one where the
Go
guy. Yeah,
ahead.
that is a better movie. There's the one where the guy has his fingers in the traps and they're being pulled, and he has to bite down on the helmet to stop the water or to get them pulling because the water's running and it'll electrocute him.
I thought that was poorly directed. Like I couldn't really make heads or tails of what was going on in that trap. We were just zooming and fucking moving around. I don't know.
No, I got it pretty well. You were just lost.
I'm just
I
a
don't
dum
know.
dum.
Yeah, you're a dum dum. There's the one where what's that actor's name from Riverdale?
There's an actor from Riverdale in this.
The woman. She plays the woman's mom in Riverdale.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Marisol Nichols. This blew me away. Like, she's the head of the police, like the police chief in this movie, Marisol Nichols. And we just talked about her, dude. Do you remember in Scream 2, that one sorority sister comes out to, like, check on Sarah Michelle Gellar and then goes to leave for the party? That's fucking her.
Yes, I do remember that. She has a pretty good one where, like, there's, like, hot wax being poured on her face. And she has to do something.
I guess so. I thought it was. I liked her. I wish she never got involved in the traps because I thought it was interesting at the start of the movie just to have like she was a good character, strong woman leading the police. I hated the Chris Rock character. Let's talk about him.
Really?
He's like, yeah, his name is Zeke, and he really doesn't like working with partners. He likes to work alone.
Well, because these cops suck. All the cops that he's with suck. Like, they don't give him backup when he needs backup. They don't sit with him at lunch. I don't know what else they do. But that one cop, like, got him shot.
I'm pretty sure they're just following the rules. Whereas, like, Chris Rock is a character who's like, I don't wait for bureaucracy. I run right in, 2 fists. And it's like, in 2022, I don't want to watch a movie about a police officer who doesn't follow the rules.
Okay, so you're on the side of the bad cops.
I'm on the side. I don't want to watch these cops, any of them.
That's what we do in the Saw movies.
All right, so
They say at one point, by the way, Chris Rock's like, but Jigsaw never targeted cops. And I was
That
like, what
drove
about
me
like the 12 cops that
that
died in the
drove me
Saw
insane.
movies?
I wrote that down. They're trying to figure out who's doing the killings, and that's how they figure out that it's not John Kramer. Like, there's no actual proof that it isn't John Kramer. Like, they have all this DNA that matches with John Kramer, and then Chris Rock is just like, yeah, but John Kramer never targeted cops. I'm like, John Kramer only targeted cops.
No, I mean, like,
John Kramer targeted hundreds of, like, so much of the police force of this city is dead directly because of John Kramer.
that is true, but like in the grand scheme of things, he did kill lots of like rapists and
I understand that
racists.
he's like
Not lots of
basically
them, but
the
a few of them.
Punisher, but like not every cop would like the
Infidelity.
Punisher.
Right. By the way, I wrote down every single franchise that Sam Jackson has been in because this got me thinking. Like he's even in Saw at this point. Like this got me thinking he has to be in so many. All right, you want me to read through them all?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so these are the ones you've covered. Okay. Saw, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Die Hard, Unbreakable, The Incredibles, Deep Blue Sea. Apparently, he's in Kill Bill 2. I don't remember that.
Yeah, he shows up.
He's in the RoboCop remake, Coming to America, The Exorcist 3, and he's in all the Marvel movies, basically.
Wow, that is wild. Like,
That's just what you've
so
covered.
many. And you didn't even mention Kingsman.
No, I'm going to read them off with the ones you haven't covered yet.
Yeah,
all
go
right?
ahead.
Kingsman.
Go slow. Go slow.
Kingsman. Triple X. He's in all those movies.
Triple X, that's right. He's the only character that's in all three of them.
Yep. He's in Jack Ryan. He's in Patriot Games.
Oh.
Kong Skull Island. That's a
Yep.
franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this counts. Shaft. There's that, and
that
then there's like a
absolutely
remake.
counts. Yes,
Okay.
there are 3 Shaft movies from the 70s, and the reboots all take place like they're sequels, not reboots.
Okay, and then he's in the Hitman's Bodyguard. That's 18 franchises. The Samuel L.
I
Jackson's
can't
in.
believe that has a sequel.
Yeah, like the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Not everything has to be a franchise.
but that's
Some
only
movies can
18.
just
And
be like a movie.
that's 18 saying Marvel is one thing, but he's really in like the Iron Man separately and the Avengers separately.
Yeah.
He's really in like 23.
That's crazy. That is way more than I even thought it was going to be. And
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be
over
a lot.
under 12, right?
Yeah,
like
but how many
18.
is that? Like 18? That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, he's also in
He's
the
in
Old Boy.
18 movie franchise.
He's in the Old Boy remake, if you want to count that, but I didn't include that.
You kind of can, man. Aren't those like Lady Vengeance movies part of that?
I don't know.
Anyway, so John Kramer didn't target cops. So this is definitely not John Kramer. Chris Rock is assigned a new partner. He's played by Max Minghella, aka the guy that's deep dicking Elizabeth Moss over there on The Handmaid's Tale. He's reaching under those metaphorical handmaid robes.
It's better or worse than the Jigsaw robe.
I mean, it's its own kind of cult, isn't it?
Yeah, he wishes he could get a hold of that Jigsaw robe.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. He does, especially his character in this movie. You'd probably love it.
Yeah.
So he's the new.
Did you like, by the way, the
partner.
voiceover? The voice, since we don't have John, we have like a new voice doing it.
I'm Jigsaw. I sound like a robot now. Yeah, I thought it was pretty creepy.
At first, I thought it was weird, but then I really got on board with it. I liked it.
Yeah, I read that they didn't know what they were gonna do with that. Like they decided that like 2 days before they finished the sound mix.
Yeah, I was into it. Great job.
Yeah, that was okay. So Chris Rock is our cop, and Max Minghella is like a young cop. So a lot of the movie is just gonna be like Chris Rock walking around with this cop, like teaching him some shit. In a lot of ways, it's like a shot-for-shot remake of the pilot episode of ABC's The Rookie with Nathan Fillion.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So at the very first thing we see Chris Rock do is he's written a very funny stand-up bit about Forrest Gump, and
Yeah, I
he's
didn't
just
like
gonna go ahead and perform it right at the start of this Saw movie.
Was that supposed to be funny? I feel like everyone has said that. I don't really know what he was doing.
I gotta be honest, I thought it was a good bit, but
Did you?
I did, but I just thought it was so weird that it was in this movie. Like, I'm not saying this movie shouldn't have jokes in it. Like, if you're gonna put Chris Rock in a Saw movie, let him tell a few jokes, but like, this is just a stand-up bit. Like it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it didn't really work for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I like all the shots of them walking down hallways though in this movie.
It's a lot of walk and talks in this movie.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
Yeah. There's lots
Oh,
of green too.
well, that's another Bowsman thing, motherfucker. Those filters are back.
Yeah. I guess you just don't like that. I like that. That's just I think we differ on, I guess. It
Yeah,
works for me in the
I just
Sawverse.
think it looks like trash.
And no.
No. Um. Sorry, what was it? What were we talking about?
I don't know. Chris Rock, he was talking about Forrest Gump.
So, to my mind, there are two major problems with Spiral from the Book of Saw. One is the dialogue. It's just this very hard boiled cop dialogue that sounds like it's going for film noir, but to me, it just sounds like any cop show. Like this, I could be watching an episode of Criminal Minds.
All right, didn't phase me at all.
Okay.
I actually didn't like some of the early Sam Jackson stuff, but then I got on board. Like the scene where he's in the room with Chris Rock. He's just like sitting there talking to Chris Rock.
what
That
were
seems
they?
weird to me.
What were they doing with the opening chase though? Like I mean, yeah, the dialogue in that Sam Jackson scene's bad, but there's so much that's going. I don't know what it's going for. Like, it's trying to be a film noir. At the very beginning of the movie, there's this chase, and you see like a reporter, and they go under the subway. And do you remember what they're wearing? They look like Dick Tracy characters, or they're from like Tim Burton's Gotham City or something.
It's at the 4th of July. One of them has like a 4th of July costume on.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like that. Or maybe they're trying to make an Alice in Wonderland illusion, like the White Rabbit run. I don't know what the fuck it is, but
I don't know what.
I
I think
thought
that's what you took.
I think it's just shot so weird because Bowsman's such a poor director, and then the writers anyway, and then Chris Rock is the other major problem, just the performance
Yeah.
on a performance level. Chris Rock cannot act, and I root for him to act. I'm such a fan of Chris Rock that I want him to be good in movies. I've seen like all of his movies that he's made himself, his comedies, okay? And every time he gets a role like this in something where it seems like he can like stretch as an actor or something, I'm excited for him and I'm excited to see the thing. He got put in that 4th season of Fargo and I was like, here it is. Chris Rock is going to be fucking awesome in this. He's going to win an Emmy and then we're going to get like Chris Rock movies and shit. But no, he was horrible in it. It's the worst season of Fargo by far. The guy can't act. I understand why they keep giving him opportunities because he's a star. He's got charisma up the wazoo. He's incredible comic, but the guy has never learned how to act. And if anything, I think like since Down to Earth and Head of State back then, he's lost confidence as an actor. I don't even know what he's going for anymore. He's trying for some sort of William Peterson Manhunter, like cop in too deep kind of thing. Anytime they show him like freaking out about something, they do these quick cuts to him like screaming in silence and stuff. And it's none of that is convincing. Like not a single emotion that he plays on the screen. And I want to say Exhibit A to how bad an actor Chris Rock is. Look at the poster of this movie. Can you
He's, like,
please pull it up?
squinting a little bit.
Pull it up.
Pull it up. All right, I'll pull it up.
I want you to really look. Everybody listening.
Everybody pull it up.
Pull
Pull
the
it up.
poster to
Pull it
Spiral.
up. Pull it up.
Corey. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Spiral
looks like he's pooping a little bit.
from the Book of Saw. Look at his face and tell me what he is trying to convey on
Poop.
this poster. Is he concerned? Is he confused?
Yeah, that poop.
Is he
can't
scared?
He's
Is
concerned
he
he can't poop.
furious?
Furious about his poop not being
Is
able
he
to...
Jigsaw? Is he a killer? I have no idea. I have zero idea. This is the poster to your movie, and your actor is not good enough to convey what the character is supposed to be feeling, even in a
Did he
still
know?
picture.
All right, Chris. Today we're gonna shoot the poster for the movie. Did he know that, or is this like a still from the movie or something?
It can't be a still from the movie because I can't imagine they saw this still and they were like, "That's our poster."
I
Him looking
just wonder how this
constipated. That's the
process
poster.
works.
They shot him. I'm telling you, they took him in like with a professional photographer, and they were like, "Chris, look serious. Like, that's what it is. Make a serious face. This is an intense movie. And that's his face. He's smelling a fart.
He's like, I'm most serious when I really have to poop. That's when I'm most serious.
I hate don't turn this into that kind of show. I don't want to talk about poops.
It's just what he looks like. You told me to look at him on the poster.
I mean, it's horrible. He's also
I
got
like
that
his outfit.
I also don't like his beard. Well, the outfit again is like trying to go for a film noir thing. Those
I like the
suspenders and
suspenders.
shit.
I like that. That's great.
It's like, I don't know. It's trying to capture this like big sleep version of it. I think it's really going for Seven. It's ripping off Seven, like the David Fincher.
Well, that's what the first one was
Nameless
doing,
City.
right? Kind of?
Yeah. And I think it's back to that, but just
And you're
like
pissed. You're so mad right now.
well, because it's shitty because it's Darren Lynn Bousman instead of James Wan.
But I could have experienced this in IMAX. What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man.
I watched it on like HBO Max or whatever.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize this had original music by 21 Savage, including the new single "Spiral."
Did it?
Although I did notice that this movie had hip hop in it, which
Is that the outro? Should we
Yeah,
play
it
that?
is. It is. I don't think. Yeah, good call. I don't think any
Or the
of these
Fresh
movies,
Prince theme?
Why the Fresh Prince theme?
Because of Will Smith and Chris Rock. I thought that would be pretty funny.
Oh my god! You know, I gotta say, I've grown enough distance from that we've been talking about Chris Rock for a while on the show, and I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you didn't. Also, I did the Jada Pinkett Smith and Scream 2. You didn't even remember that.
Yeah. Although, while I was watching this movie, I did think about it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Because, like, anytime, like, someone's getting into some violence with, like, Chris Rock gets into a couple of fights in this movie, and I'm like, oh, I've seen him get punched out.
Yeah. This
Actually,
was the...
he didn't even get punched out. He didn't get knocked off his feet. Will Smith's a pussy.
He only slapped him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's going to be a runaway slave soon.
Yeah, he is.
Can you see
exciting.
that?
Am I going to?
Yeah.
I might, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it'll depend.
On what?
I feel like I just wait until like people say, "You go see this one with Will Smith."
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see Focus with Margot Robbie. Like, no one told me to go see that. But
Did you see
then,
Concussion?
no one told me to go see that.
You saw
And-
King Richard.
Yeah,
I
saw
like
that.
movie.
I liked it too, but I mostly liked it for the kids, not Will Smith.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he was good.
He was okay. Yeah, I got no beef with Will Smith. I defended him to the death on that Independence Day commentary.
What was there to defend in Independence Day?
Because he says "Welcome to Earth," TH.
Right. Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
Were you fooled in this movie when the friend supposedly or the partner supposedly dies?
No.
No, it's done terribly, right?
Yeah. I kind of assumed for most of the movie that Max Minghella was the killer.
Yeah, and like there's like a box that shows up and it has like the skin of his tattoo
Yeah.
that said Charlie, and then later you see like somebody skinning a body, and you're like, you never saw this guy disappear, you never saw him die, you never saw anything happen. It's like it's the most obvious thing I've ever seen in a Saw movie. It's done pretty terribly, to be honest, and also the end reveal I think is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But I like some. I like
the end
most of
reveal
the
is
movie.
kind of bad. It doesn't really earn the ba-da-dum, ska-da-da. It's not a good enough. It's not really a twist. Like, we all see it coming. It plays out exactly how we're expecting it to. And then like they try to rip off that the end of Saw 5 when he goes down in that elevator.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But like in
No,
Saw,
wait, which one?
you know, Saw 5, Hoffman gets in that
In the
like,
glass box?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's so good, man. And this is like a shitty version of that. He's just taking a service elevator down to the street.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. And also, there was no way... I felt kind of robbed at the end, because he says, like, the one way to win the game is you shoot the target to save Sam Jackson, and he shoots the target, and he saves him, but then the cops break in, and they trigger the thing, and it looks like he's shooting, so they just kill him anyway.
Yeah.
I felt like sort of screwed.
But it was a cruel twist. And you have to kill Sam Jackson, right? You're not going to have him pop up in a second Saw movie. He's doing this just for fun.
Just photobomb him.
Well,
in
they
the next
will.
movie.
I assume they will.
They do at the start of this one, and you're
now
sort of
that,
like, is
that
he in
would
it?
be
Is he not?
interesting. That would be interesting, Logan. Do you think Samuel L. Jackson, because of how many franchises he's been in, has he been the most photobombed actor in history?
I can't think of
Do you
many.
think any actor has had their face in more movies that they're not in?
It's a good question. I mean, I can't pull anybody else, so that might be right. But I
Yeah.
can't think of any really.
No, I think I nailed it.
What are some notable photo bombs of his?
Well, but I mean, I'm just thinking there's got to be some. He dies in movies all the time.
I don't think there's any.
There's none in Jurassic Park.
No, I don't think so.
There's none in
Die Hard? No.
probably all those Marvel movies have pictures of Nick Fury lying around.
I think this is kind of a stretch.
I don't think so. I think I'm nailing this. Somebody with no time on their hands that isn't me. Please compile some photos of all of Samuel L. Jackson's various photobombs.
Maybe in a Kingsman remake, because I think he dies in that first one, right?
It's not a remake. The Golden
Sorry.
Circle. It's
Aren't
a
there
sequel.
two of them though? Two sequels?
No, there's only two.
Is there a
There's
third coming?
Kingsman,
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh
No, there's the King's Man,
I'm
right?
so fucking sorry. I forgot about that fucking horrible
The
prequel.
King's Man.
That is one of the worst movies I've ever watched.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I never saw the second one.
I liked
Golden
both
Circle.
of those first two Kingsman movies, and this was just like trash.
Yeah, he might be into Jack Ryan, like a photo bomb. I could see that.
That would be great. In Clear and Present Danger, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. You got what do you want to say?
I like the Chris Rock character until like toward the end when you get the reveal that Max, how do you say his last name? Minghella?
Yeah, sure.
That like his dad was the like witness that was killed, and Chris Rock looks at him and goes like, "Shh, don't tell anybody." And then you're like, "What? So this guy fucking sucks too?"
Wait, what? Wait, so what's the origin behind this guy?
Max
Wait.
Minghella, yeah.
Wait, Chris Rock. So his dad was corrupt, right?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Is he corrupt?
You don't really think so, but then he did that thing where Max Minghella. Do you remember that twist about him? How his dad was like the witness that was shot by Chris Rock's partner, and Chris Rock turned in his partner, and that was like a whole deal.
We keep cutting that flashback. That's why Chris Rock doesn't want a partner, because he had this corrupt partner, and he's like, he pulled a gun on. They keep cutting to this one flashback of him going, he pulled a gun on me, and then Chris Rock going, the witness pulled a gun on you? That's it, man. And yeah, I mean, that was okay. Yeah, no one's really likable in this movie, and all the performances are bad. I'll give MVP to Max Minghella.
Yeah, me too.
He's like an actor. He's
Or-
doing some stuff.
Or Sam Jackson. I like the part where he walks in the one thing and he reads on the wall like, "Do you want to play a game?" And he's like,
You want to play games, motherfucker? All right, I'll play.
They're treating the spiral like it's a real iconic logo in this movie. Like they paint it on the side of a wall, and then they go see it, and like the cops, the second they see it, they're like, "Oh, it's that Jigsaw thing."
"Yeah."
I just don't think like what's so like it's the cheeks of the doll.
I
Like
mean,
if I saw a spiral on the side of the building, even if I lived in the building where Jigsaw was killing people, I don't think I would immediately think that's Jigsaw.
you should. It's like the serial killer. How many other serial killers do you know?
I know Dahmer.
But like local, if this was a local serial killer, I feel like you would know him and know his symbol.
Well, there are like 100
You'd be in the
serial
cult.
killers. Would I be in the Jigsaw cult?
I feel like you would be.
I don't know. I'm not like I feel like the Jigsaw cult's all about like self-improvement, like trying to make yourself a clearer-headed person, and I'm not about that. Like I want to ruin my brain. Yeah, I don't know how I felt about that. And I also didn't like the stuff in Jigsaw about how one of the characters was like another the Logan character was recruited as an apprentice because he almost killed him, but it would have been revenge. It like taught him a lesson early on in his career.
I don't care about the Logan character.
I know. Let's move on from that. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Yeah. Should we rank them? What do you give this movie? 2 stars?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Spiral the book of Saw 2 stars. I really want to see the cult in the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why is he wearing the robe if there's no cult?
Yeah, and they're bringing it back. I feel like this is to conclude.
Like, I don't understand why they're trying desperately to expand this franchise, right? They want to keep making these movies. A cult would make it so there's like 1,000 Jigsaws out there. You could do these movies in perpetuity.
Did you say perpetuity?
Perpetuity.
Okay. Yeah, get a hot new actor to take over the franchise as like the real apprentice. By hot new, I don't even mean hot new.
It
I said
doesn't
Carl
even need
Urban.
to
I
be
think
hot
Carl
new.
Urban's good.
No, you know who my idea is?
Yeah.
My boy Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah. What? Give him another shot.
Let's bring him back to movies. He doesn't have to be an action star. Put him in a $10 million Saw movie as a killer. He'll be great.
Honestly, he would be great.
Yeah.
And he would really go all in, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%. It would be a wild character, and it would be awesome.
Yeah. All right. Or Ben Stiller. What do you think about that?
How about that guy from Scream 3 that you think looks like Ben Stiller? Let's bring him in.
Yeah, Pace. Something Pace.
Josh Pace.
Josh
yeah,
Pace.
well done.
Bring in Josh Pace. That'd be great. I give it 3 stars, I said.
You gave this one a 3?
Yeah, I like the cop investigation stuff with Chris Rock, and I like Chris Rock. I just don't like the whole stuff where the cop goes missing, and I don't like the conclusion where Sam Jackson dies.
You didn't think this was very poorly made?
No, I like DLB. I ride hard for DLB.
I guess so, man. I am not on the DLB train at all.